certain times everybody has a different personality. So first, the most important thing is you listen to what they have or what perspective they're bringing in. Yes, for many men it is very confusing because the way men think is black and white, as you said. When you say this, you mean it. When you mean it, you say that. That's how men operate. But a lot of times when women say something, they have a different perspective at the back of their mind. They may not say things, but they might expect us to understand. There are a lot of misleading information going through the social medias and entertainment saying that, when a woman says no, it's a yes. And a lot of men, a lot of boys fall for that. When we see a working woman, she has to balance her house, her kids, her office work, her business, even if she's an entrepreneur. And lot of us think that it's so easy. She's a woman, she has to do it. Lot of times when women want to vent out, lot of times when women talk about something, see, men are not habituated to talking. They keep everything inside, whereas women talk it out, let it out, vent it out, and throw it out. So a lot of times when women vent out, men think that they need help or they need something to fix. I think communication is the biggest thing that is missing today, which is very important in both the genders. Don't always be a problem solver, empathize as well. Just listen to them when they're speaking. Make sure that you understand what they're conveying.
Hello, everyone. Welcome all once again to my podcast, Men's Talk Town. On this show, I interview men from various backgrounds and profession and try to understand their view about women. So it's something different that I'm trying to do, and I definitely seek support from all of you. Your views, your lies, feedbacks will matter a lot. So in this series of interview today, I have one of the eminent personalities from men's mental health background, and I would like to welcome Dr. Saurabh Patil. Welcome, Saurabh.
Thank you so much.
And as the series and the sequence goes, I'm quickly going to introduce him. So, Dr. Saurabh Patil is a versatile and compassionate coach dedicated to guiding individuals on their mental health journeys with resilience and purpose. His approach to coaching is rooted in empowerment, helping clients recognize their strengths and leverage them to overcome challenges. Whether you are a young professional, an entrepreneur, or someone seeking personal growth, Saurabh offers tailored coaching that equips you with tools to thrive in any situation. He has deep expertise in Neuro-Linguistic Programming, that is known as NLP, and mindfulness, integrating these powerful techniques into his sessions that enhances communication and emotional intelligence. Stop, pause, restart. He is a specialist in that, and Saurabh is particularly skilled in helping clients manage and channel their anger constructively. That's an amazing perspective, or rather a point which has come up. So we'll see how it all goes. In the realm of men's mental health, Saurabh is a trailblazer, challenging societal norms and fostering more holistic understanding of well-being. He believes that vulnerability is a strength and seeking support is a courageous act. That's extremely important. His work goes beyond coaching as a speaker and in hospitality industry. Saurabh's coaching offers a unique blend of emotional intelligence, mindfulness, and practical tools like SPR, that is stop, pause, and restart, making him a standout guide for anyone looking to navigate life's challenges with confidence and clarity. Amazing, and welcome, Saurabh. So you all can connect with him on social media links. He's very much there on LinkedIn and Instagram. That's wonderful to know about you, Saurabh. And as you said that you're into men's mental health, that is something very important and very interesting. So let's straight dive into our conversation. So I'll start with first question is, who are all the women in your life?
Let me start from my home. So the women in my life at my home are my mom, my wife, my two daughters, twin daughters,
Okay.
and my sister. And there are more women because we are like a joint family. And apart from that, most of my staff at my cafe is also women. So you can say there are a lot of women around.
That's wonderful. So I think then dealing with them at various relationships and at various stages might be giving you a lot of insights. So how do you handle these maybe at times conflicts or any disagreements with them if it happens anytime?
Yeah, see, when there are two different people, there is conflict of opinion, there is difference of opinion. Of course, it's going to be there, it's going to be there into your personal life, in your personal opinions, in your professional life. So you just handle it the way the other person is, because certain times everybody has a different personality. So first, the most important thing is you listen to what they have or what perspective they're bringing in, and then you understand where they're coming from with this perspective, and that is how you try to relate it to the problem, try to understand whether it is healthy for a healthy solution for the problem, or whether it is not good for the as a solution for the problem. Because lot of people, I mean, be it men, women, especially women, have a different perspective. Two different women have a different perspective, so it could be conflicting a lot of times. But being in a certain position, it has to be understood, it has to be listened to properly, and then it has to be translated properly in order to have an amicable solution rather than having a conflicting opinion.
Right. So, see, as you said, this is a general norm. Also, we apply in communication. But what I would like to understand here is that as you talk about more about men's mental health and about men's, mentality, I can say, or views, then in those terms, how different do you find this? Because being a trainer myself, I understand that when it comes to communication, we often talk about these things of understanding others' views and all, but when it comes to a conversation between men and a women, so how do you think that they think differently and how it goes?
Women lot of times do open up a lot, do talk a lot, they come up with solution. Sometimes it is just a perspective they're trying to put up rather than giving a solution. Traditionally, men have been problem solvers, fixers. So they always try to fix a certain problem. They try to fix certain things. But whereas women, lot of times, many women have empathy as well as an emotional side to connect with, that helps them give a different perspective. Lot of times women have a instinct or a sixth sense that gives them an edge over the perspective, gives them a clear vision on what they're trying to convey, which we men many times might miss out. So that's something you can understand, or you should understand, when you are talking to women.
Right. But then, when a conversation goes, usually it is said that when a woman says no at times, it's a yes, and when it's a yes, it's a yes. But for men, it's black and white.
Yeah,
So, so you never know. I mean, yes, from a female point of view, these things are there. But how do you see it from a men point of view? Like, is it very confusing, or is it in a different angle you judge them? How does it work?
yes, for many men it is very confusing, because the way men think is black and white, as you said. When you say this, you mean it. When you mean it, you say that. That's how men operate. But a lot of times, when women say something, they have a different perspective at the back of their mind. They may not say things, but they might expect us to understand. And they might work in that gray area or that perspective. But but that is where men lot of times do not understand. So they fail to see through or read within the lines.
Also, like you had added this in just your previous answer that women have this more of an emotional connect, and they think in a different way. So, what do you think can be a better solution to this? Because, see, there are two angles to it, how I feel is when we are talking at a workplace, and we'll talk of workplace right now. And if a lady, if she is not liking something and if she's saying no, now not go by that perspective, is that when she means no, it's a yes, and it's a yes means it's a yes and all that thing, because at times her body language, her tone is definitely going to convey that it's a no. If someone is talking, or if someone is trying to have advances towards her, if she is not liking it, then she's definitely going to convey that. So in that setup, how do you think that men can have their thought process straightened up, or behavior change? Because at times they are also hell-bent on not taking a step back or something, so it comes on ego. So what do you think about it?
Okay, there are a few things here. Now, number one is one of the stereotypes is that Yes, women are emotional. Yes, they are emotional, but not all women are emotional. Some have better emotional quotient, some have less emotional quotient. So it depends on personality to personality of a woman. Number two, yes, unfortunately, in today's era, there are a lot of misleading information going through the social medias and entertainment saying that, when a woman says no, it's a yes. And a lot of men, a lot of boys fall for that. Because, as you said, a woman conveys a lot more through her body language than her words. So when a woman is not happy with something, when she says no, it is not just a word, it's a statement that, you know you have to stop here. It's a bold statement to someone else that you have to stop here. I'm not wanting to get into this, or I'm not wanting to get involved into this, or maybe connecting with anyone. So it has to be understood clearly that it's a no, it's a bold statement that it's a no, you have to stop there. But as I said, unfortunately, because of lot of misleading information, perspectives being put online, social media, and every other entertaining platforms, it is misunderstood that when a woman says no, it's a yes. Now, how do we train men? Yes, there is a need for men to understand, to read within the lines that when a woman says no, it's a no. It can be done by challenging the stereotypes, by making men understand through various ways. I mean, it could be through educating them, by trying to make them understand the perspectives, by making them understand that how both genders think, by maybe training them, coaching them, talking to them about it, educating them, maybe through the schools and all, or maybe colleges, schools, or even corporates, that it has to be understood how both the genders work. Unless and until you know the foundation or the base, how both the genders operate mentally, thoughtfully, this will keep on confusing, and this will lead to a lot of conflicts. And first and foremost thing is, a lot of men should stop absorbing the information that is misleading online.
So I think a very, very important and crucial point you have brought out here, and that is that social media effect on
Yes,
people's mentality.
absolutely.
So, because we see that people consume a lot of content online, no doubt about it, but what they are consuming, from where they are consuming, is equally important. So, as you are in the field of men's mental health, how do you propose to coach them, or how do you see this through, that they can be, better equipped with dealing with women's perspective?
So first and foremost is, there are a lot of stereotypes, as we know, that go around about women, and most of the men still believe those stereotypes. First and foremost thing is, we have to get rid of the stereotypes. We have to clarify that these are the stereotypes. Like for example, like we just said, people think that a lot of women are have a high emotional quotient. Yes, many women have high emotional quotient, but a lot of men also have a high emotional quotient. If you see me and my conversation with my wife always says that you have a better emotional quotient than me. So that's one stereotype. Second stereotype is that women, once they start earning, or they earn more than the husband, they start controlling the house, or they are the controlling authority. That is not the case. Both of them are balanced, both of them are equal. So even if a woman is earning more than a husband, that's not the case. That's a stereotype. Third thing is that even women need a lot of support when they are working in terms of career. When we see a working woman, she has to balance her house, her kids, her office work, her business, even if she's entrepreneur. And lot of us think that, yeah, it's so easy, she's a woman, she has to do it and she has to manage. But they also need a lot of support at home, moral support, physical support, to help them manage kids, the household. So first and foremost thing is, we have to work on the stereotypes. We have to clarify the reality. These are the stereotypes, that's not the case. Second thing is, build empathy for men towards the other genders, and understand what they actually come from. Third thing is that, understand how they think. Lot of times when women want to vent out, lot of times when women talk about something, see, men are not habituated to talking. They keep everything inside, whereas women talk it out, let it out, vent it out, and throw it out. So a lot of times when women vent out, men think that they need help or they need something to fix, because it has been traditional that men are problem solvers and fixers. So they just, we just run to fix things. Many times when a woman vents out, it is just because she wants to vent out, and she is expecting an empathy from you as a man. They don't want you to solve their problems. They are capable of solving problems. All they need is you to empathize with her and listen to her. So these are the few things which we think, if we are able to change in the thought process of a man, the communication between the two genders will be much more smoother and clearer.
Right. I think these are very, very beautiful pointers you have brought out. And on the similar lines, what I also want to understand is, how do you find women's perspective towards men? Do they understand men always, or it's like, again, a similar communication gap keeps happening?
So there is a communication gap, yes, but the good thing about it is that women can read men, their body language, what they speak, how they talk. That's one positive thing. So they understand the perspective. Again, a lot of times even women have to understand, as I said previously, that men can be emotional. The emotional quotient exists in men as well. It's less in some men, it could be higher in some men, it could be moderate. So when a man says he wants to talk, or when a man wants to cry, it's okay to let them do that. Lot of times I heard it from some women towards a man, that why are you crying like a kid, why are you cribbing like a small kid or a girl. So this perspective also has to be changed. Even women have to understand that men also look for venting out, where they want to vent out in a space where they will feel that they are not judged and they are not misunderstood. And a lot of times men do have high emotional quotient where they want to cry, express. So they should be given an opportunity to do that, and they should also be heard. It's not easy to make a man talk or express their emotional side, because we have a lot of societal stigma around that. So that has to be understood. I think communication is the biggest thing that is missing today, which is very important in both the genders. When we have two gender people in the office, at home, at any workplace, a clear communication and active listening is what both the genders can do properly. It will maintain a harmony and a clear communication, and it will clear out all the misunderstanding.
I couldn't agree more with you, because this is, I think, a very basic topic when we say communication, but extremely important, because at times they come with a blockage when you have preconceived notions, or when you already, your ideas are set and you're not even listening. So that is the time this gap keeps increasing. So I totally correlate, or maybe understand what you are trying to emphasize here. And the stereotypes which you have mentioned is again a very important point, because it's not that only women needs to cry, women needs to talk a lot. It equally applies to men, which women need to understand. What are some of the pointers, however, you would like to tell men while they are having a conversation in a situation? I will give is, say, a very quiet lady, or maybe, a not so talkative lady, and if for works reasons and all, you have to talk. So what are the pointers the men need to understand?
Okay, so few things that maybe when you're talking to a woman, be confident of what you're putting forward. Maintain a good eye contact, because when you're not maintaining a good body language or an eye contact, it clearly shows that the confidence level is low. Plus, the conviction is lacking. That's number one. Number two, when you're talking to some woman who is not so much talkative or who is an introvert, listen to what she has to say when she's speaking. Maybe give her own space and time to open up. Let her put her own perspective, because any introvert person, if they find a safe space to express, they will start expressing more. Unless you have someone who's continuously talking and they're not allowed to express their own point of view or opinion. So do that. And of course, do read the body language properly. If the woman is trying to interact with you, or she's not interested, or maybe she's shying away, because a lot of times men ignore the body language, That is where they ignore the clear signs. So try to understand them, try to know the body language, let them talk, ask them questions, be confident in what you're talking, maintain an eye contact if possible.
So I think here that particular sentence which often people say of मुझे ऐसे लगा,
Yeah,
I and they go into assumption mode. मुझे तो ऐसे
exactly,
लगा
exactly.
because she said like this or she
We
behaved like
assume,
this.
yeah,
So we assume things, and rather than making it clear and talking it out.
it's difficult, we assume things a lot and we don't clear it out. That is where communication is key, and that is where it
Very true.
starts, the build up of conflict, having a wrong perception about the other person. So instead of assuming, clear things out, try to understand their perspective.
So what is that? I mean, like you have told a lot of crucial points and interesting stuff. So to close this sequence or series, I would just like to ask you, what is that one pointer that you would like to tell men in their behavior they need to implement specifically while dealing with women respectfully?
Don't always be a problem solver, empathize as well. Just listen to them when they're speaking. Make sure that you understand what they're conveying, especially when a woman says no. Respectfully let go of the topic or maintain a distance. Women have a perspective. It could be different, it could be right, it could be wrong. Active listening is important. Give them space to talk so you can listen. Maintain a clear communication which will reduce the assumptions and have a clear understanding of each other, so there won't be any confusion or conflicts. And don't follow the stereotypes, because a lot of women are in authority position today. Women are taken to be weak and weak, or even more emotional, ladylike. But a lot of women are in authority position today in a lot of fields, and they are doing really good. Don't follow the stereotypes. That's, I think, what I can offer today.
Absolutely wonderful, wonderful, Saurabh. Like the pointers which you have brought out, I think are amazing, and people must listen and take into consideration all these points when we are talking of social media, and since we see a lot of things floating around. So thanks for being on the show, and I think we've been doing a lot of calculations. So, and finally, we were able to match a date and time, and I'm glad you could take out time and be on this show.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to come here and talk about.
No, absolutely, it's a pleasure and honor for the show also, for me also, and for my team. So thanks a lot. So viewers, like you've heard his podcast, and I think he's spoken a lot of beautiful points, especially not considering what is floating on the social media. So blindly following others is not the solution. Please apply your mind, your brain, and get your doubts cleared from the experts. So, Dr. Saurabh Patil is one of the experts in men's mental health, and as I have already mentioned about his profile, you can reach out to him on LinkedIn or Instagram or other social media. That's about it. So, thank you so much. Do follow our channel, subscribe. See you soon with another wonderful guest. Thank you. Thank you, Saurabh.
Thank you so much, Sonali, for inviting me.